Those touch points might be in the back of the head, might be in the backs of the shoulders. Maybe there's touch points in the hips. And notice where maybe in the hips, maybe one side is a little bit more touching of the earth, maybe the left or the right side. And then just start to feel the breath. Start to feel the breath. Notice it. Trace it. Almost like you're following the breath around to see what it's doing. Follow it through the nostrils. Follow it down the throat. Follow it into the chest. Follow it down into the belly. And follow it back up. Allow the breath to be soft and gentle. Feeling how the earth completely receives your body. Holding it. Notice where the thoughts go. As the thoughts come in, honor whatever the thought is. And allow it to float away on a cloud, floating farther and farther away. And come back to following the breath. Allow the palms of your hands to receive your breath. Creating the space in between the fingers and the toes. Feeling this tree posture. I am strong. Saying to yourself, I am strong. Notice where you might be holding any tension in the thoughts. Notice where you might be holding tension in the breath. Notice where you might be holding tension in the body. And just imagine for a moment that you're breathing through your skin. And feel where the skin meets the air. One more breath in. One more breath out. Bringing life force back into the body. And draw that knee up and draw the knee in towards the chest. Give that right leg a little bit of a hug. And releasing in whatever way you like. Just tuning into the body of how your body needs to let go of that tree pose. And then moving to the other side. Straightening out the right leg. The left sole of the foot comes against the right thigh or somewhere along the right leg. Again, maybe adjust it higher or lowers, feeling out where that landing spot is. Adjusting and readjusting. There's no right or wrong or perfect way that this has to be. Again, maybe you put those crystals in the hands to create a little bit of weight in the hands if you would like. And create a soft, gentle breath. Notice if you're holding any tension in the jaw, in the lips, the shoulders, the hips, the ankles. Allow the earth to hold you here. Allow the earth to hold you with its caring arms, supporting you completely. Breathe into the spaces between the fingers and the toes. Allow the palm to receive your breath. In this reclining tree posture, the affirmation of I am strong. You may want to repeat that as other thoughts come into the mind. Replace that affirmation with I am strong. Giving yourself permission to even drift off in between the breaths. As we grow still in the posture, we continue to let the breath flow through. Feeling where the skin meets the air. Whatever feelings arise, receive that feeling fully and completely, not pushing it away, not shutting it off, but just receive whatever you're feeling. Receive it with loving arms. Receive it with compassion. Two more full breaths in. Full breaths out. Bringing life force back into the body. By slowly bringing the knee up towards the chest. Give that left knee a hug. And whatever other movement feels right for you. And we're going to come into butterfly. Soles of the feet come together, knees come wide. You can stay on your bolster or that rolled up Tootsie Roll if you want, or remove it. So just kind of play along. Sorry, everyone. So just feel this out, what feels right in your body, of what supports you might need. I highly recommend having a couple pillows underneath the hips or underneath the knees in your butterfly to really support the butterfly. So just kind of pushing them in to that hip area. So I have these two little pillows that I'm just kind of putting right there. Yeah, both sides there. And then lying on your back. And if you want, you can have something to support the head underneath the neck or a pillow. So we're in those butterfly legs. You can use that rolled up blanket and slowly come down. You can use a pillow for the head or no pillow. Adjust and readjust as much as you need to, adding as many props or taking away the props. You can use the crystals in the palms of the hands again to create that little extra weight. Notice where you're holding any tension as you adjust and readjust. And even if you feel like you've kind of settled in there and something arises where you need to adjust, it's okay. It's okay to readjust. Where in the body and the thoughts can you let go just a little bit more? Where are you holding tension? And check out the lips. How are the lips being held? And maybe just not holding the lips at all. And what about the tongue? Give the tongue a break from eating, talking, drinking. Give yourself permission to slide into stillness. It's okay to not have to be doing something all the time. You are still worthy. Create space between the fingers and the toes. Giving space between the silence of the thoughts. That little gap to just drift off and let go. Two more breaths in, two more breaths out. And bringing life force back into the body. Drawing the knees towards one another like you're closing up a book. And tune in and listen to the body of how you need to release that posture. Maybe it's straightening out the legs. Maybe it's rolling off the bolster if you're on a rolled up blanket. Maybe it's releasing the knees side to side. Just kind of feel it out naturally. There's really no right or wrong. It's more about being guided by your body. It knows what to do. Just trust that. To readjust here for a moment, guide the knees in towards the chest. Press into the lower back. Lengthen through the neck. Relax the shoulders. And then start to draw the knees away from one another. And we're just holding it here for a couple breaths. Releasing any tension in the hips and the lower back. Let the ankles be loose. And closing the knees back together like you're closing a book. Bring the soles of the feet into the earth. Coming into bridge pose. So several options for bridge pose. You can use a couple pillows or the rolled up blankets. Think trying the small or large and placing it right underneath the hips. In that lower back and the upper hip area, right on that sacrum area. You can do it higher or lower, as high as you want or as low as you want. So you might have to adjust and readjust here to feel what feels best for you. And the firmness too, so adjusting for something a little bit more firm. If you have a yoga block, you might want to try the yoga block. I like the firmness of a yoga block. And once you lift those hips up, really let the hips be supported by whatever it is propped up with. Good, everyone. And continue to adjust and readjust until you really get it right there for you. If you would like here, you can bring the palms down, face down, or palms face up, or perhaps even lifting the arms up above the head. Sometimes that just feels good to reach the arms behind you. It's just an option. Don't feel like you have to go there, but it can be a nice release. Check in with where you're holding any tension at. Is it in the toes? Create space between the toes. Is it in the belly? Allow the belly to relax. Or what about the chest area? Let the chest be soft. And what about the neck? Feel where the skin meets the air. Allow your whole body to be supported by the earth's gravity. Wherever you feel like you ever want to get out of the posture, invite and have an invitation to welcome and resist moving out of it. If you can stay just a little bit longer, sometimes that's where the subtleness of magic of yoga comes in. When you can go just a little bit deeper in the letting go. And feel whatever it is that you're feeling. Allow those feelings to come up. We're here for 2 more full breaths in, 2 more full breaths out. And then for a release, if you would like, you can straighten out the legs. Just feel how that feels to straighten out the legs with the hips staying lifted. If that doesn't quite feel right, you can always instead draw the knees in and press the heels straight up for supported legs up the walls. Play around and feel where you need to let go of that bridge posture. Again, there's no right or wrong. Please be playful about it. Whatever movement feels right for you. Once you play around and let that go, rolling off of the bolster or that rolled up blanket, and then coming to the side in the fetal position, rounding through the back here, and even take that bolster or that blanket and just give it a big hug here. In that fetal position, hug it up to the side, or maybe even grab a pillow. Really just kind of round through the back, drawing the knees up towards the chest. And slowly coming back up. We're going to come onto our bellies. As you find your way onto your belly, you don't really need many props for this one. So from your belly area, draw that right knee up. So we're bringing that right knee all the way up in Spider-Man. So we're pulling this knee up. We're on our belly. You can use your hands in box arms and just resting on one cheek or the other, or perhaps on the forehead. Adjust and readjust where you want your head to be, what feels best for your neck. And if you want to play around even more, That right knee can be tucked up towards the right shoulder bent, or maybe even straightening out the right leg if that feels better for you. Yeah, good, everyone. Adjust and readjust. And start to bring the breath into the palms of the hands. Giving space between the fingers. Creating space between the toes. Allow yourself to grow still, and the breath flows. The breath flows like a river. Keep following the breath, following it in, following it out. Two more full breaths in, full breaths out. And whenever you're ready, drawing that right leg back down and just adjusting and readjusting to wherever it feels good in your body to let that posture go. That might be rocking the hips gently side to side. And whenever you're ready, switching side, hug the left knee up for that Spider-Man pose, hugging the left knee up towards the left armpit. Relaxing the head down, maybe resting on the cheek or the forehead. Maybe straightening out the left leg out. Adjust and readjust as many times as you need to settle into the posture. Notice where you might be holding tension. Maybe it's in the hips, the jaw, the shoulders. Feeling the belly against the earth. You are worthy just as you are. One more breath in. One more breath out. Bringing the left leg or that lifted leg back down. And adjusting and wiggling it out, releasing however it feels best in your body. And then pressing back, we're going to come into a supported child's pose. So we're going to come onto our knees and first lift up through the hips. And you can actually use your rolled up mat. Sometimes the rolled up mat is nice and firm, or the rolled up blanket. And that just creates space between the knees, so it gives a little space there. And then pressing the hips back, releasing the chest down towards the earth. And you can reach the arms all the way out, or create a box with the arms, or perhaps stacking the fists, or taking a couple of the pillows and then landing there. Get comfortable though. Use as many props as you would like for your comfort. And then land in that child's pose. Let the hips go really heavy, not holding on at all. The chest go really heavy towards the earth. Adjust and readjust as many times as you need to settle in to Balasana, child's pose. Drifting off to wherever you would like to go. This is your practice. Inviting in peace and inviting in calm. inviting a tranquilness to the breath. We're here for 2 more full breaths in, full breaths out. And releasing that posture in whatever way feels right for you. Maybe it's lifting up through the chest and wiggling the fingers and the toes. And then preparing for Shavasana. Lots of options for Shavasana. If you have a chair, you may want to do legs up a chair. So bringing the hips as close to the chair, bed, or couch. And then swinging the legs up. Or if you have a wall, you can always bring the legs up the wall. If none of those feel like they'll feel right for you, you can just lie on your back with the bolster underneath the knees. If you have an eye pillow, I love using an eye pillow. So if you want, you can use that. Wherever you have your palms, maybe you place those crystals in the palms to add a little bit of weight there. We're going to do a few eye asanas to help release the eyeballs so that they can really relax and let go. So if you're still awake, it's okay if you've drifted off, that's beautiful. Otherwise, the eyes are closed in Shavasana as we come into relaxation. And then bring your awareness to the eyeballs with the eyes closed. Let the eyeballs get really heavy. And keeping the eyes closed and not moving the head. Bring the eyeballs looking up towards the crown of the head. And then back to neutral. Keeping the eyes closed and the head still. Bring the eyeballs gazing down towards your heart space. And back to neutral. Bring the eyeballs, gaze them up towards the left corner. Move them over to the right upper corner, the bottom lower corner, over to the left bottom corner. And then just creating that box, moving it up left, upper right, bottom right, lower left, and continue. And then reversing that box eyeball motion. And then relaxing the eyeballs back to neutral. Gazing the eyeballs over to the right, keeping the head still, and over to the left. And moving from right to left, left to right, moving them back and forth. And then circle them around in a clockwise motion. And other way, counterclockwise. And then bringing the hands together, rubbing the hands together, and then placing the hands over the eyeballs like you're cupping the eyeballs, and just gently press in. We're taking several breaths in, several breaths out with the hands over the eyes. And keeping the eyes closed, removing the hands away from the eyes, and bring the palms face up. Allowing the whole body to be received by the earth, knowing there's nothing to do right now except let go. Nothing to do except let go. In this relaxation, saying to yourself, I am present. I am present. I am here. I am breath. I am healthy. I am strong. I am whole. I am worthy. Please stay here as long as you would like, or wiggling the fingers and the toes, drawing the knees in towards the chest and rolling to your side using your arm as a pillow. Taking your time, slowly arriving back to a seated position. There is no rush, there is no hurry. Hands coming towards the heart, lifting high to the sky. Exhale the hands to the forehead, to the mouth, and heart center. The teacher in me is inspired and honored by the teacher in each of you. Namaste. Thank you everyone for coming. I hope you enjoyed the class. I'm going to unmute everyone if you have questions or comments. And if you're still sleeping, that's okay. Hello, Melissa. I heard your doggies.
I know, I was like, oh no, let me mute.
I love your doggies.
Yeah. That was really relaxing.
Oh, good. Good, I'm glad. Where'd your doggies go?
He's downstairs.
Oh.
I have my dinosaur. This was my bolster pillow.
Oh, that's awesome. Uh,
I wasn't prepared. I'll be more prepared. I have a yoga block, so I have to dig it out. But that
yeah.
was good.
Awesome.
Um,
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm gonna
You're
get back to
welcome.
the cakes now.
Yes, right. It sounds like you're busy.
Super busy. My phone keeps dinging for more Mother's Day orders.
Yay. Yay. That's wonderful. That's
All right.
wonderful. Yes, enjoy. Keep
Yeah,
showing
thank
the
you.
pictures. Keep showing all the yummy pictures.
I know, right? Let me know when how often are you doing this?
So restorative is every Wednesday at 7, but
Okay.
we have classes every day. So, if you want a little bit more movement and intensity, tomorrow night there's a vinyasa flow with Charlene at 6:30. Um, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 a.m., a 45-minute flow.
Okay.
So yeah, if you just go to the website too, there's the full schedule on there too. So if you go to Yoga by Blisstopia, you
Okay.
can see the whole schedule there too.
All right. Thank you. I'm gonna definitely check it out.
Sounds good. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Your voice is so relaxing.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Sleep well. Have fun with your cakes.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.